The Spearfish Hatchery began operating in 1896 when it was established to help propagate the trout population in the Black Hills of South Dakota and Wyoming. In 1980, the Spearfish Hatchery was closed due to the lack of funding. It reopened in 1984 under the name D.C. Booth Fish Hatchery, named after its first superintendent. It is one of the oldest hatcheries in America, still in operation, requiring 14,000 volunteer hours a year to maintain its beautiful ponds and facilities. Currently, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service transports 200 million fish from national fish hatcheries and tanker trucks a year. The site also originally included a sawmill, cookhouses, a blacksmith shop, stables, and bunkhouses. The underground viewing area is located beside and below the information center and gift shop. It is a great place for visitors to view the hatchery's biggest fish, some weighing even more than 10 pounds. Available on location are multiple 25-cent machines where fish food can be bought. The gift shop also has bags of fish food available for purchase. Feeding the fish with the food provided attracts hundreds of fish at one time and can be fun for all ages. The house built for the superintendent and his family in 1905 is still standing. Tours of the D.C. Booth family house are offered still today. The house was built in 1905 and has recently been restored to look like the original. The historical hatchery building, recently refurbished to look like the original, is a place where visitors can learn how hatchery fish were raised from eggs in troughs. The current building is a replica of the original 1899 building. The self-guided tour is complete with an educational video, provided free of charge. The D.C. Booth Hatchery Building is listed on the National Registry of Historic Places, and it's the only one of its kind still standing. The fish car is also a must-see on site, and a tremendously important part of the fish culture history. The U.S. Fish Commission had few options when it began raising fish for our nation's rivers, lakes, and coastal waters. Fish culture pioneers soon devised a way to safely carry fish for long distances using rail cars that were remodeled and constructed specifically for this kind of work. Although not originally a fish car, the old passenger car on site was purchased from the Black Hills Central Railroad in Hill City, South Dakota, and it was remodeled to look like the original fish cars back then. Today, the car provides artifacts and education on how fish were transported around the country during the fish car era, from 1873 to 1947. Before refrigeration, the ice house was a necessity at hatcheries such as this. It was used to preserve ice packed with sawdust and straw. The current building is a replica of the original 1899 building. The ice house currently contains the American Fishery Society Fish Culture Hall of Fame, one of the oldest conservation organizations. It honors those who have advanced the arts and sciences of fish culture, providing fish for food and recreation for millions of people around the world. For those looking for some more leisure time or recreation time at the hatchery, it also offers some steep, winding hiking trails that lead to lookouts, from which the park and the town of Spearfish are visible. The fish hatchery was considered again for closure by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service in the fall of 2013. Due to the efforts of local citizens and Boo Society members, it has remained open. This was a success for Spearfish because its community members sent letters, made phone calls, and contacted their elected delegates to save this. This continues to be an ongoing struggle for the fish hatchery, as it's still being strongly considered for closure this fall in October of 2014. The people of Spearfish saved the hatchery once, and they are determined to do it again, to keep this beacon of spearfish history alive.